Hey YouTube, it's Shaker here, and we're bringing you another one. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Don't worry. This is a non-spoiler review, so we're not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to make sure I can tell you it without spoiling it because I like surprises and I hope you like surprises too. Okay. Don't forget, I have my Patreon available if you do early access. If you do the I'm all over the place. If you do official Patreon, you get early access to my tutorials that I do weekly. But if you do the second tier, which is the all access Patreon, you get the free monthly wallpapers that I do for desktops, computers, and phones. The ones that we have for July is Dexter. It's also available in 3 different styles for the phones and for the digital version of the, what am I saying? I'm all over the place. It's also available for the tablet and desktop in 3 different versions as well. Okay. If you get the VIP, you get free digital packs every month, whether that be vectors, brushes, 3D models. The one for this month of July, it's a Cutt brush pack number 1. Okay, that was a hot mess. If you have not already, don't forget to like. Okay, come on, subscribe and push that notification button because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. So let's get started. Okay, so if I was to give this movie a rating, I would say it's an 8 out of 10. You know, it's a cute movie. It's just cute. You know what I mean? Like, it just has a cute vibe to it. And when it comes to vibes, the vibes I'm getting is like Luca and Little Mermaid with a little bit of the wiggliness of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and then the playful and fun friendshipness of Turning Red. So overall, that's the feeling of the whole movie. It's very much a Luca story, but like flipped on its head. But anyway, good movie. It's very cute, very simple. Should you see this in theaters? Honestly, this could have went straight to streaming, to be honest. Nothing really particular there, but it's nice to see on a big screen, but it's not necessary. If you're going to see an animated movie, go see Mario on the big screen if it's still out. I don't think it's still out anymore, but anyway. Okay, so the director is Kirk. Now, you know how I am with names. D'Amico? Kurt D'Amico. That sounds kind of right. So he actually was the director of The Croods. I think just the first one, because I didn't see his name on the second one. And the second one was also really good. And Space Chimps, which I remember seeing, but I don't remember anything about it. And it looks a hot mess, but I know it's old. So anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the cast. You know how I am with the cast, because y'all know how I am with names. So I just put the star next to the people that I want to talk about, and those are the names I'm going to try to attempt to do today. Okay, so you got the main character, played Ruby Gillman, played by Lana Condor, and she did a really good job. She was believable. You believe in her plight and all the things she's going through. That was really fun. What I didn't know was that there was my favorite actor that really be getting not the credit she deserves right here. Toni, I don't even know her last name. Collette. Oh, Toni Collette. What am I saying? Love her. And the first time I ever watched her was, what was the movie? Mariel's Wedding. It's so funny, but nobody ever talks about it. I need to do a movie review on that movie. I know it's an old movie, but I need to do a new movie review because it's so good and nobody ever talks about how funny this freaking movie is. And then I loved her in United States of Terror, which was a good show on Showtime, I think it was. 2 seasons, it was gone. She did fantastic on Knives Out. Like, you guys are sleeping on her. Okay. And then, of course, the amazing, phenomenal Jane Fonda plays the granny, which was lovely. Also, I want to give a little nice shout out to Liza Koshy, who I love. And then, who doesn't love what's his name right here? Will Forte he plays Captain Gordon. Great. This is a really good cast for the movie to be kind of slow. There's also a lot of other amazing people, as you can see on here as well. But those are people I wanted to talk about. I don't know why that starred here at this corner right here, because that was an accident. I don't know who this man is. However, this guy was on Stranger Things season 4, which was great. Okay, moving on, because that was an accidental star is what that was. The villains. So you know I like to go over my villain list. I don't want to go too far because It's not a spoiler because the trailer said exactly who the villain is in the trailer, but they treat it like a spoiler, so I'm going to treat it like a spoiler. But I'm just going to say mastermind is the theme of this villain, or the type of villain is a mastermind. I'm just going to kind of leave it right there and move on. Okay, what is the message? I think the overall message is accept your true being, whether it be the flaws and all, right? So, and I think this was more of a cultural thing. Like, don't be afraid of your culture. Don't be afraid of to express your culture and who you are and what you've done in your life. And your family shouldn't hold that back from you. You know, if you're like, not saying she's adopted, but if you're like an adopted family and you have a completely different culture, I think the right thing to do of the parents is to introduce that culture to you, because you don't have any other way to connect to it because you can't get it through your parents. So I think that's the feeling of this character as well. Okay. So now let's move on to what could be better. The drama. Like, there was some dramatic moments of, like, you know, her growing really big and, you know, knocking things over. That was great, but it wasn't epic enough for me. That's the only reason why I think that would have made me give it a 10 out of 10, but that's what made me give it an 8 out of 10, because the drama was not dramatized. Okay, like, I need the drama to dramatize. Okay. And then you have, let's go on over to cinematography. You know, for animation, cinematography is usually not the word you use to describe the things that are happening, but they played so much with volumetric lighting in this movie. This is an okay image, but there's another one that does really good that shows like how atmospheric they made this movie feel, and I really did appreciate that attention to detail. Okay, animation wise, it was good. Nothing really spectacular. That's horrible to say because nowadays all animations look really amazing, but it just wasn't something like, you know, Spider-Verse, where it's like a completely new style or something we've never seen before or something unique. But it was visually appealing. It had the wiggliness of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which that's one of the things I like about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Everything's a little like moist because they're in a water location. So that was unique. Character design, it's similar to Turning Red, but I think Turning Red had a way better character design. I don't know. It's all right. It's just a little wacky. You know, nothing wrong with wacky, but sometimes it doesn't work. It's okay here. It's like mid. It's kind of mid. All right. Music and score, nothing spectacular, nothing that really stands out. However, the sound design was really good, especially with the ocean. There's a shot in the beginning, or not right in the beginning, but that shows the ocean, and they really made the ocean look terrifying. For it to be an animation, it really was like, wow, the ocean's kind of scary. Like, I mean, the ocean is scary, but usually we make the ocean look really beautiful because it is. But here they really figured out a way to make the ocean look kind of like, whoa, don't get in there. It kind of reminded me how Ponyo did the ocean, but Ponyo's was really illustrated, so you kind of get over it. But really, that was terrifying if you watch Ponyo and look at how they designed the ocean. If the ocean looked like that, I would never want to be near the ocean. And they kind of had that same thing. And the sound design to that added to the look. Okay, and that's what this shot is here. So let's talk about a little bit of the world design. So I picked this shot because under the water looked really good. There was another underwater, which is like a kingdom. It looked good, but I couldn't really find any shots of that. Also, it wasn't really nothing that special about it. I felt this was more like enticing than like that kingdom that she goes to a little later in the film. And then the little Hickory Pickley town was really cute. Everything felt wet. Like, it always was raining. It's always in the ocean. It's always like, which was I like that. Like, everything was like always a little moist, which was kind of weird, but that's what it was. Okay. Costume design, nothing spectacular. Although looking at this guy's sweater, I mean, anytime you can animate, you know, like furs and things like that, and it looks really good. I love that, any type of patterns, but it wasn't nothing spectacular about the costumes, just regular people wearing regular clothes, really. And what is this? Is there an end credit scene? No, there's no end credit to this. And is there going to be a second movie, or do I feel like there should be a second movie? No. This does not feel like a second movie. Will there be a second movie? Probably. But does it feel like it needs a second movie? No. And he's the director of Cruise, and when I watched Cruise, it felt like it needed a second movie, and the second movie is better than the first movie, visually and story-wise. But this, I don't think he needs to do that, or anybody needs to do that. I think it's okay as just a one. You know what I mean? So what's the conclusion? Overall, really good movie. It's really cute. It's nothing like... It's like I could have watched that at my house. So you know what I mean? Like I could have just watched it on streaming or whatever. That probably would have been a little bit better of an experience than going to the movie theater. But of course, I have the A-lister, so I'm going to go and see all the movies that's coming out. But if I didn't have that, I would not have gone and see this. I would have waited for streaming, or I would have found it somewhere else on the internet. Anyway, and if you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button, because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. And that's it for you. I need some tea. What are you doing? I know you're not about to leave. It's mad buttons down there. You ain't pushed on one of them. You better subscribe to my channel. See you soon.